The shadow lurking in your kitchen cabinet isn't a pest or a monster from a child's nightmare. It's silent, fragrant, and something you've been told is good for you. I've spent my life as a physician peering into the intricate machinery of the human body, marveling at its resilience and charting its tragic frailties. I've seen enough to know that the most devastating threats often come disguised as friends. And today I must speak on a topic that may very well shock you, but its importance cannot be overstated. We're going to discuss two seemingly innocuous spices you likely have within arm's reach right now: cloves and cinnamon. You've certainly heard about the healing prowess of cloves. So many of my patients, particularly those navigating the complexities of health after 50, ask me about using cloves to aid digestion, soothe a raging toothache, or quell inflammation. And they are not wrong. Cloves are a veritable treasure trove of micronutrients and powerful bioactive compounds. Across the globe, traditional medicine has heralded their use for bolstering overall health, fortifying the immune system, and even combating specific ailments. The lore is backed by science. Chewing on a clove can reportedly help with 10 different health conditions, and the simple act of consuming 2 buds a day after 50 is said to bring about noticeable improvements. Their antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial properties are well documented. They are employed to enhance digestive function, help regulate blood sugar, and improve circulation. Countless studies, including a recent one from the Cleveland Clinic highlighting their potential in metabolic health, affirm these benefits. And my own clinical experience corroborates that, when used correctly and in moderation, cloves can be a valuable addition to your wellness regimen. Even a simple glass of clove-infused water at night can offer profound benefits that are seldom discussed openly. But, like any potent remedy, cloves demand respect and cautious handling. And this brings us to the critical, and I do not use this word lightly, fatal error that so many people make, utterly oblivious to its catastrophic consequences. I am talking about the act of combining cloves with cinnamon. Yes, you heard me correctly. This pairing, which to many seems like a fragrant and beneficial duo, can actually trigger irreversible, destructive reactions within your body. You simply not forgive you for this mistake, and I am imploring you, never do it. Cloves have the power to send you to an early grave if misused, and when combined with cinnamon, the risks multiply exponentially, igniting a chain reaction that can and has proven fatal. So why is this combination so perilous? Both cloves and cinnamon are powerful spices, each loaded with unique, potent chemical compounds. In cloves, the star player is eugenol, a substance with pronounced antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and even local anesthetic properties. It's the eugenol that gives cloves their signature aroma and many of their health benefits. In cinnamon, the primary active compound of concern is coumarin. While coumarin can be beneficial in moderation, acting as a mild anticoagulant, it becomes hepatotoxic, toxic to the liver, in higher doses, and can dangerously interact with medications. This compound is especially prevalent in the cheaper, more common cassia cinnamon found in most American supermarkets. When these two powerful agents, eugenol and coumarin, meet inside your body, especially in a concentrated form, they can engage in a chemical duel that dramatically amplifies their negative effects. This isn't a simple additive effect. It's a synergistic explosion that can lead to severe dysfunction in your most vital organs. Think of your body as the most sophisticated chemical laboratory in the world, where every process is governed by a delicate balance of biochemical reactions. Introducing two powerful yet contradictory catalysts at the same time can unleash utter chaos. When cloves and cinnamon are mixed, we witness their active components clashing, creating metabolic traps for the body. Eugenol, though beneficial in small amounts, can, in concert with coumarin, become a wrecking ball, especially if you have underlying health issues, perhaps a liver or kidney condition you're not even aware of. This combination can overload and severely damage these organs. The liver, our body's primary filtration plant and detoxification center, is forced to work itself to the breaking point, struggling to neutralize these new aggressive compounds. Imagine it. Instead of performing its routine duties of cleansing your blood and synthesizing essential proteins, it must divert all its resources to combat a toxic onslaught you willingly introduced. This can lead to hepatocellular injury, impaired liver function, and inflammation, a condition known as hepatitis. In severe cases, it can trigger acute toxic hepatitis, a life-threatening emergency. For an older body, whose liver's reserve capacity is already diminished, this burden can be insurmountable. The liver is not an organ to gamble with. Its damage is often silent until it becomes irreversible. But the liver is not the only organ under siege. Your cardiovascular system is also in the line of fire. Certain compounds formed by the interaction of eugenol and coumarin can wreak havoc on blood coagulation, disrupting its natural balance. This could manifest as either an increased risk of blood clots, leading to heart attacks and strokes, or, conversely, excessive blood thinning, heightening the risk of internal bleeding. This is particularly dangerous for the millions of Americans taking anticoagulants like warfarin, Coumadin, or newer oral anticoagulants, as the spices can unpredictably potentiate or inhibit the effects of these drugs, with catastrophic results. I recall a case involving a retired firefighter from Chicago, a robust man in his late 60s who began taking a daily health tonic of hot water with cinnamon and cloves. He ended up in my emergency room with a hypertensive crisis and a dangerous arrhythmia that nearly cost him his life. His heart health was never fully restored. Your nervous and digestive systems are not spared either. The excessive impact of these combined compounds can irritate the mucous membranes of the gastrointestinal tract, triggering searing heartburn, exacerbating gastritis, and potentially leading to ulcerative lesions in the stomach and duodenum. Patients might complain of unbearable pain, nausea, and vomiting. Headaches, dizziness, and in some cases, aggressive systemic allergic reactions, including anaphylactic shock, can occur. The immune system, attempting to fight these unfamiliar compounds, can go haywire, leaving the body more vulnerable to infections and other diseases, creating a vicious cycle of declining health. It is crucial to understand that every body is unique. What one person might tolerate with minimal issue could spell disaster for another. In our senior years, when metabolism slows and organs no longer function with youthful efficiency, these risks are magnified tenfold. The kidneys, for instance, might fail to excrete the toxins, leading to their accumulation in the blood and the onset of renal failure. The pancreas could react with inflammation, pancreatitis, and the endocrine system with a disruption of hormonal balance, worsening existing chronic conditions like diabetes or thyroid disease. I urge you to treat this warning with the utmost seriousness. If you have ever mixed cloves and cinnamon, stop this practice immediately. If you've experienced unexplained symptoms after such use, fatigue, abdominal pain, a yellowing of the skin or eyes, digestive distress, or heart palpitations, see your doctor without delay. Do not attempt to self-medicate based on unverified information from the Internet. And this is not the only warning regarding seemingly harmless combinations or improperly used products. My decades of experience have shown that caution is needed far beyond just cloves and cinnamon. Sometimes even the most familiar foods, when mixed incorrectly or consumed with certain errors, can become the source of grave problems, triggering those same irreversible reactions in the body. For instance, mixing cloves with honey is another mistake that can lead to unpredictable and irreversible consequences. It sounds like the perfect remedy. Honey, renowned for its antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and wound-healing properties, combined with the medicinal qualities of cloves. Many mistakenly believe this concoction is a panacea for the common cold or other ailments. But here, just as with cinnamon, danger lurks. Certain components in honey, particularly if it's of low quality or contains impurities, can react with the active substances in cloves, forming compounds our bodies cannot efficiently process or eliminate. Honey, being a complex carbohydrate, can ferment in the stomach in the presence of the potent essential oils from cloves, causing bloating and gas. This can trigger severe gastrointestinal distress, provoke powerful allergic reactions, from skin rashes to angioedema, or even exert toxic effects on the liver and kidneys with long-term or excessive use. This is especially relevant for people with allergies, diabetes, or chronic digestive disorders like gastritis, colitis, or IBS. For an older individual with reduced enzymatic activity and slower metabolism, this combination could be a critical blow to the digestive system, not only causing acute symptoms, but also fostering chronic inflammation that is incredibly difficult to resolve and can lead to permanent damage to the mucosal lining or nutrient malabsorption. Be extremely cautious and refrain from such experiments. Another example that deeply concerns me is sesame seeds. Yes, even a mere pinch of sesame seeds, if consumed incorrectly, can trigger irreversible reactions in the body. While sesame seeds are rich in calcium, magnesium, healthy fatty acids, and antioxidants, they also contain oxalates and phytates. Under certain conditions, these compounds can inhibit the absorption of vital minerals like calcium, iron, and zinc, a critical issue for older adults who may already be deficient due to age-related changes in absorption and diet. Chronic deficiency of these minerals can lead to serious problems with bone density, blood formation, and immunity. Furthermore, oxalates can contribute to the formation of kidney stones in susceptible individuals. Sesame is also a potent allergen for some, and the reaction can be severe, even escalating to life-threatening anaphylactic shock requiring immediate medical intervention. But even without a direct allergy, excessive or improper consumption, for instance in combination with certain medications or with specific health conditions, can lead to hormonal disruptions, interfere with thyroid function by affecting iodine metabolism, or cause significant digestive issues like bloating, diarrhea, or constipation. My clinical experience confirms that even small systematic dietary errors can have a cumulative effect, leading to chronic disease. My advice: always practice moderation and pay close attention to your body's response. If you notice anything unusual after eating sesame seeds, any discomfort, changes in bowel function, skin reactions, eliminate them from your diet immediately and consult your physician. Remember, an irreversible reaction may not be immediate. It can build over time, insidiously eroding your health and slowly degrading organ function. It is no less important to be mindful of how you handle pumpkin seeds. This is a wonderful food, packed with zinc, magnesium, healthy fats, antioxidants, and fiber. But even with these, you can make up to 10 fatal mistakes that will provoke irreversible reactions in your body. For example, improper storage can lead to the degradation of the oils within the seeds, turning them rancid and toxic. Consuming them can cause severe digestive upset, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and damage liver cells. An excessive amount, especially on an empty stomach, can cause a sharp drop in blood pressure, which is extremely dangerous for people with hypotension and can lead to dizziness, fainting, and fall-related injuries. Their pronounced choleretic, bile-stimulating effect, beneficial in moderation, can, in excess, trigger a gallbladder attack in those with gallstones, causing excruciating pain, biliary colic, and requiring emergency medical attention. As with sesame, the excess of phytates in raw pumpkin seeds can interfere with the absorption of other crucial minerals, disrupting the body's mineral balance, a critical concern for the bones and nervous systems of older adults already dealing with osteoporosis or neurological disorders. And let's not forget the caloric density. Overconsumption can lead to unwanted weight gain, placing additional strain on the cardiovascular system and joints, and can worsen diabetes. Various sources also warn of potential errors in consuming pumpkin seeds that can cause irreversible reactions. Always purchase fresh seeds, store them properly in an airtight container in a cool, dark place, and consume them in reasonable quantities, not exceeding recommended daily amounts, especially if you have chronic health conditions. Remember that too much of a good thing often becomes a bad thing, and mistakes with pumpkin seeds can set off a cascade of problems leading to truly irreversible consequences for your health. Let's move on. Onion with honey. Mixing onion with honey can also provoke irreversible reactions in the body, particularly after the age of 50. Both products are known for their healing properties. Onion as a natural antibiotic and source of phytoncides, honey as an anti-inflammatory and antibacterial agent. In folk medicine, they are often used to combat colds, considered a harmless and effective remedy. However, their combination can be overly aggressive for the sensitive mucus lining of the stomach and intestines, especially in older individuals. Onion, particularly raw, contains caustic sulfur compounds that, when combined with the active enzymes in honey, can cause severe irritation, intense heartburn, bloating, flatulence, epigastric pain, and sometimes serious digestive problems like acute gastritis or even an exacerbation of peptic ulcer disease. In the elderly, whose digestive systems are less resilient and whose production of protective mucus is reduced, this can lead to a severe disruption of the gut microbiome, long-term and difficult-to-treat disorders, and chronic inflammation. Such experiments can lead to the formation of erosions or even ulcerative lesions of the mucosa, which then require lengthy and complex medical intervention and can sometimes lead to perforation or bleeding, which is a direct threat to life. My clinical experience shows that the careless use of such mixtures can lead to serious, sometimes irreversible changes in the functioning of the digestive tract. Please be very careful with such folk recipes, especially if you have a history of gastrointestinal diseases, and always consult a doctor before using them. And finally, calcium. This mineral is essential for the health of our bones, teeth, nervous system, muscle contraction, and blood clotting. But even a single dose of calcium, taken incorrectly, can trigger an irreversible reaction in your body. This may sound paradoxical, as calcium is vital, and many older Americans suffer from osteoporosis and actively take calcium supplements. However, I am not talking about calcium from food, but from supplements. Excessive or improperly dosed calcium, especially without adequate levels of vitamin D, which regulates calcium absorption, and magnesium, which helps direct it to the bones and prevents it from depositing in soft tissues, can lead to extremely dangerous conditions. Some studies and clinical observations point to the shocking effects of improperly supplemented calcium capable of causing irreversible reactions. One of the most dangerous is the calcification of arteries and soft tissues. This means calcium begins to deposit not in your bones where it's needed, but in the walls of your blood vessels, making them rigid and brittle, and in other soft tissues like the kidneys. This accelerates atherosclerosis, the hardening of the arteries, and dramatically increases the risk of blood clots, heart attacks, strokes, and other serious cardiovascular events, the #1 killer of older adults. This is, for all intents and purposes, an irreversible change that significantly increases the risk of a fatal outcome. My clinical experience confirms that uncontrolled calcium supplementation without proper medical guidance often leads to serious complications that are difficult, if not impossible, to fully reverse. Furthermore, excess calcium can contribute to the formation of kidney stones, urolithiasis, and impair kidney function, potentially leading to chronic renal failure, another irreversible condition requiring lifelong dialysis or a transplant. Other problems can arise, such as constipation, worsening digestive issues, heart rhythm disturbances, muscle weakness, and neurological problems. There's even a warning that magnesium, another vital mineral, can also be dangerous if taken incorrectly. Your body can start to break down if you stop taking magnesium, yet its improper use also poses a threat. Therefore, as with calcium, it's crucial to understand that even life-sustaining elements taken thoughtlessly can become a source of irreversible problems. It is absolutely vital to take calcium and magnesium strictly as prescribed by a physician, following blood tests to determine your current levels of these minerals and vitamin D, and under their ongoing supervision, taking into account all your health factors, medications, and individual needs. Self-prescribing higher doses or taking supplements without oversight is a direct path to serious and often irreversible health problems that can significantly shorten the length and quality of your life. Do not play Russian roulette with your body when it comes to vital elements like calcium and magnesium, because their improper use can lead to a state where your organs will start to die. You see, my friends, in nature there are no absolutely safe or absolutely harmful substances. It is all a matter of dose, combination, method of use, and your individual body chemistry. My goal is not to frighten you, but to arm you with knowledge so you can make informed decisions about your own health. I always tell my patients, do not blindly trust everything you read or hear, especially when it concerns your health. Natural remedies are powerful tools, but they require deep understanding and respect. Before you experiment with new combinations of herbs, spices, or supplements, especially if you are on any medication or have chronic health conditions, always consult with your primary care physician. Only a medical professional can assess all the risks and benefits based on your unique health profile, order the necessary tests, and provide science-based recommendations. Remember, your body is a temple, and you must treat it with the utmost care and respect. Poor decisions, even those made with the best intentions, can have long-term and sadly irreversible consequences. Be attentive to your body's signals and embrace a healthy lifestyle that includes a balanced diet, moderate physical activity, and sufficient rest. Don't forget regular medical checkups, which can help detect potential problems at an early stage and prevent their progression. Your health is the most valuable asset you possess. Care for it intelligently and responsibly. Don't let a thoughtless decision steal years of vibrant life from you. Be vigilant and live long and prosper. My dear friends, that brings our conversation today to a close.
We have discussed truly vital matters, seemingly harmless combinations of spices like cloves and cinnamon, cloves with honey, and even everyday foods like sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, onion with honey, and of course, the critical minerals calcium and magnesium. Remember, their improper use, especially in our mature years, can lead to irreversible reactions in your body, causing serious harm to your liver, heart, kidneys, and digestive system. As a doctor who has dedicated his life to your well-being, I strongly urge you to be cautious. Always consult a professional before introducing new combinations or supplements into your diet. Your health is your most precious resource, and it demands a conscious, careful approach. Please give this video a like if you found it helpful. Share it with your friends and loved ones, because this information could save someone's life and help them avoid a serious mistake. And of course, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new, vital advice from your doctor that will help you live a longer, more active, and happier life. Write in the comments what health topics concern you most. I will be sure to consider your suggestions in future videos.
My sole intention is to help you live a long and fulfilling life. Take care of yourselves.